We are grateful to our sponsors, Kelly Stafford with Stafford Tree Service and also Black Kow Cow Manure. If you need your trees trimmed locally, remember Stafford Tree Service at StaffordTreeSVC.com, and please visit Black Kow Cow Manure, that's K-O-W. Remember, both of the contact details are in the description below. Let's talk about a plant that is tropical. If you're looking for something that is kind of like a bird of paradise, and that's what people often compare this plant to, you're going to think of the Heliconia. The Heliconias are tropical in nature and sort of like that of the bird of paradise. At one point, it was put in the Musa family, which would be the banana family, and you can see it has a leaf that reminds you of bananas, but they changed it and gave it its own species, and it is not really in that family of the bananas. So it was moved, and scientists do that from time to time. They'll take a plant and say, we think it's more this or that. Now, it's got a beautiful flower. It really doesn't have much of a fragrance, if at all, but it has this beautiful flower that many people like to have. And I'll tell you who else that really likes it to get it pollinated is hummingbirds. Hummingbirds and of course some of the butterflies will help to pollinate it. But because it has such a long tubular-like flower, it really is helpful for the bird of paradise, or I should say bird of paradise, but the fake bird of paradise, this Heliconia, to have a flower where the bird can go down and get the nectar. And it is full of nectar, even though we don't really smell that sweet, beautiful smell. The Heliconia is one that is a tropical plant, which means you probably really want to improve the soil. Once again, peat moss, cow manure, really make that $10 hole for your $20 plant, and you'll have great results with it. It's not cold hardy. If you have it anywhere in the area where it's going to be getting cold, you need to either bring them in or cover them over. They're going to take down to near freezing. Anything much below freezing, and they will freeze down to the ground. If the ground freezes hard, they'll be gone. If it's an area where you're in a protected part of, let's say, California or in Florida, you can grow them in South Florida and Central Florida pretty much year-round. But the Heliconia is one that you're going to find needs a fairly good amount of moisture. So about every 2 to 3 days, you're going to need to make sure you water it. As far as fertilizer, probably once a month during the growing season. During the cool season, you can probably cut that back to about once every 2 months. The Heliconia will have some dead leaves on it from time to time, and you need to go ahead and trim those back to the main plant. But it's a plant that's relatively tough as far as being able to survive. It doesn't like the cold, it doesn't have many chewers. Occasionally you may get a caterpillar, but you can probably just go out there and physically remove it if it really starts to eat too much of the foliage. The Heliconias will fit in well with other tropicals like ferns, and we could actually put it with the bird of paradise, which it's not a member of, but you can see where it would kind of fit together because they have the same kind of orangey color. These will come in reds and a number of other colors too that you could also have. But the Heliconias are a great tropical. They're a great landscape plant. They give you some interest in an all, let's say, green landscape. If you're using just ligustrums or pittosporums or viburnums, you need something to kind of break that up to be a centerpiece. And this plant would fit into the landscape needs of your garden or landscape area. Make sure you improve the soil, make sure it has enough moisture, so you either have a watering can or you've got a hose nearby for it to do its best. Improve that soil, and if you do get into some little caterpillars, you might use something like dipelorthuricide, which is an organic-based pesticide that only kills worms and caterpillars. For the most part, I try to live with the critters as best you can, and you'll have better results. We might also mention to you that we'll have new videos dropping on your favorite social media platform, and that's every Saturday at 10 a.m. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, and we once again thank you for watching.